All right, all right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Friday, December 17th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. UTC. That can only mean one thing, and that is Mean Dao Community AMA. We're here to answer all of your questions, all of everybody's questions, all of the things that are keeping us itch. Let's get that itch out of our bodies, and let's get to it. Today has been a busy week. Lots of stuff that should have happened that didn't happen. Lots of stuff that we didn't know were going to happen and did happen. So let's cover all of them. First, let me start with trying to cheer you up. The markets are down like crazy today. Boy, we're almost like breaking the $2 trillion mark down. We are $2.17 trillion in the market cap right now. Bitcoin is down almost 6%, Ethereum down 9%, Binance down 5%, Solana sold down 8.75%. Ooh, it's a red day. Keep we're all gonna make it, guys. So just don't stress over it. Make sure that you keep your healthy borrow ratios in check, and we will all be fine. Do not get wrecked. All right. So let's get some action going in here. Let's start with I have with me today. I have Mylene. I think the rest of the team is going to skip. We are too busy right now. We're too busy. Not that this is not important. This is extremely important. We want to be talking to the community nonstop. But sometimes we have to divide and conquer, and some of us need to take care of this part of the communication. Durden and Tariq and myself and Mylene, we help kind of keep that bridge of the comms open with the rest of the community, while the rest of the team keeps being head down, building amazing products for everybody. All right, so. Without further ado, let's try to jump first into some statistics, some metrics, some numbers for you. What happened in this week was a big week, big week everywhere, all around. And just for context, this week, I think it was a particularly large week or big week because we had a lot of people flocking over or coming over, both our Discord and our Twitter and our community in general, because we were supposed to start our IDO 2 days ago, or was it 3 days ago? On the 15th, 2 days ago. So today we would have been, theoretically speaking, we would have been on the last hours or the last minutes already of the IDO. But we had to delay that 1 week. Hopefully you all understood the reasons why. We did a little blog post that we shared with everybody. We tweeted about it. So if you have additional questions around that, I'm happy to answer it. But we already did a lot around explaining to the rest of the community what happened, what took place, and why we decided to delay that for 7 days. It is for everybody's own good, everybody's own sake. The markets are not in a very stable condition in general. Everything is kind of like tumbling down. So that means also that you guys and everybody in the community have less extra tokens laying around to contribute, and everybody's kind of like watching their pocket a little bit closer. And also this week we have had a little bit of a stress on the Solana network. You've seen the news and whatnot. So instead of adding additional stress on the Solana network on the launch of a relatively large and with a lot of eyeballs project, we decided to work with the community, to work with the Solana Labs team to kind of like delay that a little bit until the network gets some time to recover, the validators get time to upgrade to new software that makes them perform better and react better when someone is trying to bud themselves into AMMs and into projects and that kind of thing. So we are a community. We have to protect each other out, and that is the spirit. So us being good players, we can only do what's right for everybody else, and that's why we essentially ended up having that delay. Now, if we look now at the numbers for this week, we grew on this week. We grew 10,000 users on the Discord, which is a lot. We had 2,000 new communicators, like net new. That means that we have a lot of people that joined that haven't talked much. They just simply join, and they are just quietly watching or listening everything that we're discussing inside of the server. Not that good. We have 10,000 new members, and only 2,000 of them being new communicators. That is not ideal. Hopefully the other ones are getting filtered out by the mods and by the ambassadors. So we'll see where that lands. New member retention is at 23.2%. That also went down a little bit compared to the previous new member retention from the previous week, about 6.5%. That just means that there's a lot of people that also come into the server and either leave or they get kicked out very quickly. I think that it's only expected, given how close we are to the IDO, that we have a lot of airdrop hunters and IDO hunters and token hunters and when token hunters and all sorts of less interesting community members that are trying to join here for kind of like the wrong reasons. But it's okay. We'll either try to turn you into a good community member, or we will kick you out in due time. So we are a patient bunch, and we are very active on this. So we'll figure it out. Let's see what else from the membership perspective. We are right now sitting at a little over 50,000. Oh, we should celebrate this on Discord. We just passed 50K members. Woo! 50,000 members. That is amazing on Discord. That is good. We just celebrated last week passing 50,000 members or 50,000 followers on Twitter. So like, new milestone here for Discord. Right on. I think that must have been passed like today or yesterday, very, very recent, because we're like, 50,600 and some change right now. All right. So how is our engagement? Just in general, we had about 12,000 unique visitors that were active on the server during this week. That went up by 6% compared to the previous week. We had over 4,407 total communicators between new and old. That also went up by 2% last week, which is great. We chatted a lot less this week. This is an interesting stats. Only 59,000 total messages were sent in the server this week. That is a drop, pretty significant actually, from last week. 40% down from the previous week was almost 100,000 messages that were sent. So a lot less striking on those keys. Interesting. And also a lot less voice minutes. Probably we were not running as many contests or as many voice activities and karaoke's and things like that the mods and ambassadors are running on the server. So only 402 voice minutes. Interesting to see those changes, week over week. All right. our audience continues to be led by our number one and two countries are Turkey and Korea, with 25 and 20% of the entire server. That's like a full, basically 45% between two countries are led by Turkey and Korea. We have a group of another 20%, which it's kind of like a little bit of a mix of other countries. Then we have Nigeria, US, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Russia, and Japan. All of those are on the lead there. It's interesting because, and I was talking to some of our partners that are in the Asia region, and we have a lot of partners and a lot of influential figures that are aligned with us, both economically and directly on the community incentive side, that are from Singapore and from China, and none of those two countries are here. So we have a lot of activity from China. We have a dedicated Chinese channel as well. But yeah, the numbers say otherwise. The numbers don't lie. And either every single Chinese user is connecting using a VPN, or I don't know what's going on, but they are basically part of the other category here. Interesting. All right. That's it about Discord. So a little bit of a mix, like a big jump in growth, over 10,000 new members for the last week, which is a pretty big jump. But the engagement metrics of those new people are not that good. So kind of mixed feelings about the growth on Discord this week. What's going on Twitter? Let's see what's going on Twitter here. So over the last 7 days, we had about 104,000 impressions per day. That's 1 million impressions in a 7-day period. That is pretty significant. So very, very good reaction over all of the announcements, and even the delay received very good reactions on Twitter. We had our most engaged post that we did was one that we did yesterday, actually, about the Soulflare wallet having the, and this is something I'm super excited about, the Soulflare wallet having built-in money streams as part of their wallet. So that is going to be coming out very, very soon, right on time for the IDO and the distribution portion of the Mean token. So that's going to be phenomenal, that everybody will be able to simply open up their Soulflare wallet and simply see their vested allocation without having to go into any other app. So very excited about that, and it looks like the community is also excited about that. We had over 100,000 impressions and a very high engagement rate, almost 7% engagement rate on that. So very, very good. A couple of on the not so positive side, this week we had a couple of kind of like warning signs. We had a fake Mean token that was launched by clearly someone that wants to spoof the community, and they created a liquidity pool on DexLab. This happened on the same day that we were scheduled to start the IDO, which gives you an idea of how hackers are actually thinking about, trying to take advantage of the public calendar and the community aspect of our DAO to use that to social engineer themselves into cheating and into scamming community members. So the only thing that I can ask you guys is to be careful and do not participate on any event that you find elsewhere unless you first verify that it is a legit event through the official channels. Okay, and the official channels are only 2 channels that we communicate directly with the community. Channel number 1 is Twitter. Channel number 2 is Discord. The end. Even on the blog, there are copycat blogs that look exactly like ours, that look exactly like Medium, that look and feel exactly like a website. Do not trust those things. Make sure that you check your SSLs. Make sure that you check the security and the URLs of the sites that you are navigating to, and make sure that they are ours and not somebody else's. Okay, so super important that you keep that in mind. All right, what else? What else happened this week? I think that's it from the metrics standpoint. Let me take a look at the application thing. Whoa, boy, we're going to. So, how many new accounts do we have? I lost track already on this, but I'll tell you the total number. We have 93,872 unique addresses that have done at least one transaction in Meanfi. That is crazy. A lot of users. We are about to break 100,000 users on the application, which is insane. The previous week we had just we broke the $1 billion in transaction, and we have not yet breaking the second billion. So we're like around 1.8 right now, but we're pretty close. So like, it took us like 60 days to get to, or a little less than 60 days to get to 1 billion since we started tracking, and we're pretty close to now get to the $2 billion in transaction volume. So pretty insane, these numbers. We have seen a little bit of slowdown, especially in the transactions during the last week. I think it's a combination of all of the slowdowns that were happening on the network, some of the transactions that were not going through, but and some of the issues with the Radium pools. But those things are getting resolved little by little. So thank you for hanging tight there with us. And like at this point, at least things are looking a little bit more stable. And I can only anticipate that over the next few days, things will be at full capacity again, right on time for our IDO on the 22nd. It is 5 days away, guys. 5 days away. All right. Now that we've covered, some of the metrics and product and whatnot, Mylene, do you want to give the community an update on what's happening on the product side? Maybe not. Oh, there you go. There she is.
I'm always having a hard time to find the Twitter on my phone and stuff. Anyways, so for this week, I think that the main focus has been partners integration. So a lot of things happening with Solrise, but the latest and greatest will be Slope, which is a new exchange/wallet. As a wallet will be available in Meanfi. So if you have already an account with them, great. If you don't, just create a new one. They're great and they're integrated with Meanfi. We also be doing a lot of work on the airdrops UI, which is going to happen after our IDO. And with regards to our IDO, we always we just keep doing testing and checking and making sure that everything is fine and making sure that everything is good to go and ready to go in a few days, when the deadline of the date comes. Also for the UI, we're making some tweaks and updates and enhances in the UI, so things become more clear. And some of these are being based on feedback that we've been getting through either the help center or in the Discord channel. So we're just trying to always do some little tweaks and things here and there that might not look like a lot in one UI, but across the app, it's just a lot of changes. To easy up the process of working with Meanfi. I think this is kind of what I have, generally speaking. Without
when the other day, and I think I have to apologize about this, because the other day on the Grape AMA, I kind of jumped the trigger, and I thought that we had already done the release for the or open it up for everybody, the treasuries and the payroll. And then I had a lot of like pushback from the teams, like, "Hey, this is still only reserved for the whitelist. Why were you saying like people need to get whitelisted first to access that?" And I'm like, "Oh crap! I guess I forgot about that." So when are we going to make treasuries and payroll kind of open, like basically the treasury management open for everybody? When is that going live?
It happened today. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Yeah. We thought that we had it already like open for everybody, but I think it was a good strategy just to keep it just whitelisted or for anyone who actually requested, just to make sure that the more we test things and the more we work on them before it gets exposed to thousands of people, the more we get to have it ready and perfect for everybody. So I think that it's going to be ready today and available in production. All right,
phenomenal. Yeah, so normally, so that you kind of understand how the overall development process takes place, is that there is, every time that we build something or that we're preparing a new product or a new feature that needs to go out, there's a little bit of like an incubation process that happens where first only us internally have access to it. We go through multiple iterations of that feature or that product. Then we open it up to a closed group of testers and early adopters and early people that can have access to that, and we call that our initial whitelist. And then we open that whitelist a little bit further to partners. So for example, on the treasury management side, we needed to get feedback from other protocols, right, that are using this feature. So we gave access to that to multiple protocols, so they've been able to play with it behind the scenes. And only if they connect with that particular wallet, they will be able to see it and basically get access to and play around with it, on pretty much all the environments. And then after that, if everything goes well, we go back and forth. Then we open it up to the broader community after we feel comfortable that, okay, this is kind of like ready to go out. And even sometimes, because we build so much and we're doing so many improvements all the time, we miss a few things, and ultimately the community always goes back and creates like a shit ton of tickets and support and requests to change stuff, and then we go through and iterate a little bit more with a broader community. So I thought that we had already been past that go live stage with that when we did the Grape AMA. So my apologies for the misinformation. Hopefully today we'll be able to get that out. We also have a couple of other things that are not going to come out today, I'm pretty sure. We have the multi-sig manager also. That should be coming out in the next couple of days, probably by Monday, I'm going to say. So we'll see. Stand by for that one. That's a super exciting one as well. So all cool. All right, it is 10:23. Why don't we try to answer some questions, shall we?
Yes.
Let me go to the AMA questions here on Discord. I'm actually going to start first on Twitter here. Actually, let's see, because I saw a couple of questions here on Twitter. Let's see how this works.
I think because I had a question for you.
No, go ahead.
I was like, I'm trying to let me remember the question, because remember that yesterday I was thinking about asking you to mention something here in the AMA. I think it would be good, to clarify for everybody. When it comes to my mind, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Just go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. I have Mr. L. When Mean project is launched, what is the benefit of users holding multiple tokens issued by you? Do you have any policy for them? We have. So Mean token is a governance token first. There will be some protocols that at launch will be offering farming rewards and double dipping rewards. So you will be able to farm, LP and farm the token on different dexes. That's that's a utility at launch for that. But first and foremost, it is a governance token, and there's a ton of other utility that it is planned for the future, but not necessarily at launch. As an individual, can I contribute to the development of Mean? Do you have what are the benefits of the ambassador program? So there's two questions in one there. The first one is yes, you can definitely contribute to the development of Mean. We actually have already a few contributors that have volunteered, and they are doing amazing work. People that, for example, are already helping us with the airdrop analytics. There is thousands and thousands of people that need to be accounted for, both on volume, on activity, on usage, on a lot of different things. And those are very hard to get right while keeping at bay everything that has to do with cyber attacks and bot activity and all those kinds of things. So we have people that are already creating phenomenal scripts to and bots to count activity on Discord, and they have been volunteering already for weeks now. Helping us on that, and we have likewise a lot of people that are giving us a lot of feedback from the security code coverage, unit testing standpoint. Like, we're getting a lot of help on that from that angle as well. Almost like, I think that especially over the last couple of weeks or 3 or 4 weeks. It's been pretty consistent that we have someone generating some sort of report about either the cyclomatic complexity of our code base or a security analysis or any of those things. So very, very welcome, because those always help us make better everything that we do. So yeah, our code base is open source. So if you feel adventurous, go ahead and start writing some unit tests for it. We'll love it. Yep, absolutely. We want your help. And yeah, what is the benefits for the ambassador program? I think it's TBD at this point. We don't have an actual detail, but we are working on it with all ambassadors and with all mods. So yeah, there is a post IDO continuity program that is going to take place with ambassadors and mods as well. All right. Let's see what else here is interesting. How do you participate in the IDO? IDO.meanfi.com. There's a countdown over there. There's a link. There will always be instructions over there. Follow the link on the description of our official Twitter account. It is right there. It's going to bite you if you look at it too long. So instead, just click on it, and you will go straight to where you need to be at. Do not click on other links that other people send you over text message or Telegram or anything. Follow always the official links. All right. What else here? What makes Meanfi better than other? If this is a question for you at this stage, you are a little late, brother. I'm not going to go through that. When Mean projects launch, what is the benefit of multiple? I think I already answered that question. Hurry up. Yes, we're hurrying up. I'm not sure what that means. All right, let me go to Discord. Here we get a lot of interesting questions always. So let's try to find some here. Pavel San says, LOL, right on back at you. Hello, a question. Will you add a bridge to Min Dao? If you mean if we're going to build a bridge, I don't know how to answer that question. the long-term intent for money streams, it is to go cross-platform. Are we going to build a bridge exclusively for that? Short answer, no. But we're going to be using some of the bridges that already exist out there. So yeah, there's going to be some bridging functionality for money streams to be able to go cross-chains. May I ask, has Min Dao considered consider other EVM chains in the future? I'm going to focus in Sol. Why would I choose Sol? Well, the second question, you need to do a little bit of homework yourself. Solana is freaking amazing. It is where money streams make the most sense. It has the lowest fees. It has the best architectural solution for layer 1 of any chain. Even in moments of stress, the Solana network managed to maintain more throughput in transactions that all other EVMs combined. That was under stress. So like, riddle me that. On other EVMs. I'm not trying to trash talk any other EVM. I just simply think that Solana is better, and the fundamentals are solid, and yeah, we're going to be calling this home for a long time. Does that mean that we have no plans to go in and offering our solutions, and in particular our money streams, to other users that are in other chains? Absolutely not. We want to be friends with everybody, and we think that there's a place for a multi-chain universe like the one that is unraveling in front of us, and we want to make sure that we have presence in all of the significant places. So that's your answer. Do you guys plan to carry these DEX model? I think I already answered that. Why don't Meanfi add Solana token transfer section? Not sure what that means. What methods are you considering to delay response to Meanfi? No, absolutely. The most important question for the community is that are token launching on your roadmap or not? Yes, they are. Are you not following Mosen? Like, well, come on, seriously? Yeah. Follow the official channels. What are you talking about? Yes, we're launching on the 22nd. Due to the time difference, can we give more consideration to community members in Asia when organizing activities in the future? That is a very good observation, Lycan. Many activities start at midnight and the community members miss them. Yes, we do have dedicated communities, and I think that we do have, let me see here, right now, we have a lot of international communities. We have China, Germany, Japan, Korea, Russia, Turkey, Persia, India, and one international for Spanish-speaking users. But you are correct. I think that we need to do a better job at organizing events and activities that are also on the Asian time zone. Most of the activities that we have are somewhere around the daylight of UTC, which might be a little too late. It's like 9 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. for you guys, and yeah. So ambassadors and mods, take note. This is not the first time that they ask for this stuff, so we probably need to do something about it on this. All right. When will we integrate Jupiter? Good question. Good question. When are we going to integrate Jupiter, Mylene? I think probably this weekend. Some beautiful magic will go on chain with the Jupiter integration. So yes, good question.
I'm hoping that this weekend, so probably by next AMA we can give the
for sure
amazing news that this is finally done.
Yeah, for sure. So we had a few delays on that. We were hoping to deliver the integration to Jupiter last week, actually, but or actually this week on Monday. That was scheduled to go out, but due to all of these things and delays that kind of happened because of the IDO and whatnot, we didn't we had to reprioritize kind of the action plan around the rescheduling of the IDO. and the amount of testing and validation and things that we had to do with Jupyter have not been completed yet. But we're working closely with their team, and it's coming out sooner than you think. So yeah, good question. All right. Does Meanfi have support to support the game in Solana's platform? We are not a game. We are a DeFi platform. How to deal with farmers who brush airdrops? What? No, I don't know what that is. any type of hunters, yes. LOL hunters. Who else is with me here? Tariq and Durden. If you guys see like a question that is worthy of like highlighting here, because the scroll keeps getting smaller and smaller, and I don't know if I'm gonna get through all of them by the end of this thing. But let me see here. My question is, Min Dao have any plan to run a bridge? I already answered that. As you know, Ledger is launching a new credit card that you'll be able to make shopping with crypto. Do you have any venture like that? So we don't have anything official yet to announce, but we for sure have, given that we are, excuse me, given that we are bridging a lot of the everyday banking workflows, being able to use plastic that is backed by the assets that are held in Meanfi, it is in the top 10 of our list. So I think that would be one of the most amazing use cases that we can power through. And that would be like a killer feature and a killer idea to put in the hands of people, so that anybody in any country can have access to the Visa, the MasterCard networks that are international in nature already, and that can be used in thousands and thousands of hundreds of thousands of merchant accounts and grocery shopping and pretty much anything around the world. If we can link that directly to their Solana wallet or their Solana address and leverage the funds that are either on a money stream, so that they can be spent right away through a Visa or MasterCard card, that would be a killer idea. And we have been exploring some of those conversations with partners, and it's not as easy as you think to actually put in place, but it's something that we're looking at it, and if we have the opportunity to do it, we will for sure pursue that avenue. All right, what else do we have here? How much support do you have for your community? All of it? How about 70% of everything we do? It's a pretty precise answer. I love blah, blah, blah. I think the number of users should continue to increase. I think marketing should continue. Do you have any marketing plans? Yes. Yes, we do have a lot of marketing plans. We have been actually, like the other day, we got a little bit of like fire for a tweet that we posted the other day about KOLs and influencers. And I think that there's a distinction to be made here, and I don't want KOLs and influencers to feel like they are not welcome in Meanfi. It's just that we don't do paid promos. That's it. Like, I don't think that it is like honest or even morally correct to pay someone to fulfill your own personal agenda or your own corporate agenda through their audience. That essentially, that person that you're paying, that KOL or that influencer that you're paying, $1,000 or whatever to tweet about you. Not only are they not a fan, but they are like quite literally selling their authenticity and their word they're selling their audience. Like they're no different than Facebook as a company from that standpoint. So like those KOLs, we don't care. KOL, for those of you who don't know, means key opinion leader, and they are just a different keyword to name influencers and people that have large followings, and I have very little respect in general for KOLs that ask you for money to tweet or to make a video about them, irrespective of what they think about the project. A very different approach is the marketing one, where if a KOL is already invested in the project, or if the KOL, if the key opinion leader or the influencer has their own personal alignment with the project, whether that is financially speaking, or they have made a good effort for supporting the community and supporting the project, like we would have no problem, for example, working with the KOL to fund a particular either like a video or a campaign or something like that, because they would be doing it anyway. We're just helping them get it done faster, easier, in better terms. But like we're not paying to get eyeballs, period. Yeah, like we actually don't need it. Like just look at our numbers. We haven't spent almost a dime in marketing on anything that we're doing here. So it really doesn't make it, like it goes against everything that we stand for. And buying eyeballs and buying followers. We're trying to get rid of the ones that are not legit ones. So why would we buying fake ones or bad ones? So we got a little bit of like heat because of the way that we framed that conversation on Twitter. I hope that people understand that it's not like we don't have anything against the good kind of KOLs and the good kind of influencers and the honest ones. Unfortunately, there's a lot of them. Like, I mean, quite literally, we were getting every single day 5 to 10 quote unquote KOLs that were ready to sell us a tweet for $300 or $500 or $1,000 or like whatever the case may be. All of them, they have like a little like menu thing. Oh, if I tweet one time, it costs $300. If I tweet and retweet, it's $500. If I do this and that, it's like thank you, but no thank you. Like we don't do that. Okay, so that's it. I'm sure that other people will be fine with that kind of engagement. We're just not. I
got a question.
Yep,
I was looking at the questions, and one theme, a couple guys seem to be wondering about what the DAO will be like. So once we have our Mean tokens and we can vote with those, or like I guess what the roadmap is until we can get to that stage.
Right. So the on-chain governance should be going live, or it's at least right now scheduled to go live right around January. And we haven't published a whole lot of. First of all, we have a very a very tight roadmap, which is public for everybody. And everybody can see all of the things that we're going to be delivering on December, all of the focus that we have on January, on February, on almost every single month, all throughout 2022. So for the very short term, what we consider that a short term, right? So all throughout the year of 2022, that roadmap is already out there. It is public. I urge you to go and read about it and understand what is it that we are planning on delivering. Now, that is the product roadmap, not necessarily the DAO roadmap, which are two different things. And maybe we need to do a roadmap for the DAO and for all of the things that we have planned on the DAO. And Durden and Tariq maybe to do. Okay, we'll kind of like go back and circle back around that. And I think that probably that will have to wait until after we go through the IDO, because we are a little too busy right now to do like that kind of long-term planning for the DAO. But generally speaking, the date that we are going to start the distribution of Mean tokens is December 29th. which means that the year is over. Like we cannot do anything else on this year. From the DAO perspective. I hope that after that you guys like go back to your families, hug them all, like celebrate the new year that is upon us, and kind of like that's it. Like just try to take a little break for yourselves. We're gonna try to do the same thing as well. Like at least for a week. We need to take a little break here at the core team. We've been working nonstop. Now, after that, in January, we have multiple things that are happening on the DAO level. One of them is to bring on-chain governance and the governance portal. At least the first iteration of that is not going to be perfect and is not going to support all of the features on day one, but we will be able to at least see what is our mean power directly on the governance portal, depending on our token holding and depending on our merit and reputation system that we assign directly on Discord to our members. We will be able to submit mean improvement proposals to make changes both on the treasury, on the governance side, on the very different things that we have, and we will at least start. We will probably have very long cool down periods on the initial submissions, because we want to test how active the community is really going to be around creating improvement proposals. And we have not staffed up just yet. So the very first improvement proposals that are going to go live are very likely going to be about budgeting for staffing operations around community management, for example, staffing operations around support, staffing operations about like all the different parts of the DAO that require additional figureheads and additional bodies to be able to run with that part of the DAO, and all of those need a budget so that we can pay people that are doing contributions to it, right? So it's very likely that the first proposals are going to all be around the staffing and operating part of that. And then from there on, we'll probably start adding more and more features and opening up the kinds of proposals and the kind of voting that happens on the portal little by little as we learn how the early ones are working on. That is going to happen sometime in January. I'm anticipating right now, probably towards the end of January, that's going to come. If we have a delay, so be it. Not a big deal. Like right now, we're already running as a DAO. Like, go talk to all of the ambassadors and all of the mods on the channel, and you will see that they make more decisions about the community than the core team does, like collectively on every single day. Right, so like these are two almost like distinct and unique groups that leverage each other out and that help each other out, and we play different roles. Like in many ways, the core development team is nothing more than another player for the bigger context of the DAO. And if the DAO says we need to go right, we go right. If the DAO says that we need to go left, we go left. Right? We, of course, have also votes on that, and we will participate on that, and we will try to sway the community to go in the direction that we think is best, and that's the way that things are going to work. I know it's a little bit like fuzzy right now, and all I can ask is to please bear with us. We are moving at record lightning speed. MakerDAO, just to give you an example, has taken 4 years before they have actually started to turn into a formal DAO with formal voting process and formal everything. 4 years. We have been doing this in 3 months. So yeah, kind of like take the chill pill a little bit and bear with us, and things are going to start happening on January, and yeah, everybody's going to have their mean power activated in Q1 for sure. Anything else in there that you find out, Durden? Another question important to answer. 420 viewers on Discord only. Wow, I think that's a new record. 422. Let me see how is Twitter going. 62. Discord obliterates Twitter every time. All right. Let's see. Are you planning to add staking section? Yes, yes, and yes. Do you have any staking plan? Yes, read the docs. It's possible to support more currencies in the exchange section. Very soon, in a matter of days, you're going to have every single one because of the integration with Jupiter. After the Jupiter integration, we've seen more tokens. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Tariq, for answering some of those questions. Can the stake be done? I like it more medium rare. I like a little bit of like blood on the steak. But some people like it really well done and cooked. That's fine too. That was a joke. I'm sorry, very bad joke. I think my link kind of left or dropped. Oh, look at this, another scam alert. What is this? Meanfi.life. Yeah, that's not us, for sure. Thank you, Tariq, for bringing it over. Yeah, guys, like you got to be careful. Like, go only to the sites that are on the official channels. We have many copycats. Jesus Christ, like this, like, man, it freaking sucks that we got so many scammers trying to impersonate us. All right, it is 10:50. I think that we have been a little past over our bedtime here for many of us. So what is the next program? I love the project. Thank you. All right, I see one here. Let's see. King of Hush is asking, I wanted to know if there was, what is the plan to maintain a strong community, and it is your vision long term? Because unfortunately, some people are just waiting for the airdrop, but other people believe this is in this project and want to know what the managers are thinking. I think we touched on this quite a bit already, King of Hash. But yeah, I mean, I think that you know, there are a number of things that we have put in place to make sure that people that participate, whether they are participating because they were eligible for the airdrop or because they bought in the IDO, or they participated in the launchpad. Irrespective of how you got your hands in some Mean tokens, the reality is that 100% of the distributions are vested distributions. What that means is that people are not going to be able to be playing too much, at least not we don't expect it to be able to play too much the pump and dump game, because there's not a whole lot of tokens in circulation, and you know, the minute that distribution starts. So that is one of the reasons why we think that you know, the design that we did around Mean launch is the right one. We also have a valuation cap, and like, we're not going to be able to raise unlimited amount of capital. So because that is capped as well, you know, the token has a lot of room to grow, like after that. So by the time that we have some volume management on centralized exchanges, plus the valuation cap that we have on the IDO, plus that all of the tokens are distributed using money streams on a vested schedule, plus the fact that people that got it for free on the airdrop, or not for free, that got it as part of their participation on the airdrop and their efforts, they earned it on the airdrop, are getting only 10% of those tokens unlocked immediately, and the other 90%, they are getting it over a period of 2 years, 24 months, means that all of those people, whether they came in for the right or wrong reasons, have a like direct incentive to root for the project, to support the project, so that we do well. Because if we do well, they will do well. Like, nobody, like, you know, if you have something that it's dripping little by little into your ownership over the period of 2 years, you want that thing that is getting onto you to be valuable as time goes by. And therefore, it only makes sense for you to support the project. Whether you came in for the right or wrong reason is a different discussion. And if you came for the wrong reasons, we hope that we can convert you. If you came for the right reasons, phenomenal. Then we're already aligned. All right. They are influencer whores. There, I said it. Okay. It wasn't me. Okay.
Another common question I'm seeing is people are wanting more tokens. Is once we integrate with Jupyter, are the floodgates going to open?
The floodgate for tokens? Yeah, yes, absolutely. We're not gonna. So the gatekeepers for the token listings at that point are gonna be is gonna be Jupyter directly. So anything that they list, it will flow through us directly. Now, we are going to maintain still a smaller or shorter whitelist for DCAs. So if you want to do dollar cost average, at least at launch for the first phase of the integration with Jupyter is going to be just purely for the exchange. So if you want to swap X for Y one time, that will be 100% powered by Jupyter. For the dollar cost averaging, because so that one requires on-chain aggregation. And we are like the integration to Jupyter on that one is a little bit more complicated and it requires additional legwork that is not going to be available on day 0. So the short answer is if you want to swap like traditional swaps, you'll be able to do 100% of the tokens that are listed on all of the exchanges at any time. We might still end up blacklisting, maintaining our blacklist. We do have a blacklist of tokens that we don't want to expose people to, mostly kind of like scam tokens and things like that, that they are still registered on the official Solana token list, but we simply don't want to offer some of those on the exchange. So we will filter down a few of those, but those are just a handful. They're not that many. I mean, they're less than 15 tokens right now that we have on that. But the vast majority of tokens are going to be available there. But then if you're doing a DCA, you're still going to have a limited list for probably a few more weeks until we do the on-chain integration to the Jupyter aggregation engine. Yep. Good question. Are you planning to implement limit orders and two-sided margin trading systems on your decentralized exchange? So short answer is yet, but not in the way that you're thinking it. Like we're not gonna be, like straight up bringing Mango or Psi options here, or anything like that is kind of like next level advanced. I think that our approach is a little bit more surgical in the way that we leverage those systems behind the scenes, and we rather work in a more user-friendly, closer to retail, a little bit farther, like away from the pro trader, right? So if you're a pro trader and you're thinking about, limit orders, two-sided margin trading systems and things like that, your best bet is actually not to use us, is to go directly to Psi, directly to Mango, directly to those advanced systems. You are not a retail investor. You are a professional trader. And Meanfi, from its core concept and core belief, we don't want to be that. We want to be closer to the retail user and to the retail investor. So it's a little bit of a different target audience. We might end up using limit orders and two-sided margin trading on structured products that are offered like repackaged for users. But that will be like it will be very transparent for the user, the fact that whether we're using that or not behind the scenes, right? I think that's it. It is 10:58. I am tired as shit. My wife says that you have a great accent. Yes, thank you. Say hi to your wife. I'm taken though. Just in case. Let's see. We have Meanfi NFT Marketplace. No, we're not going to run an NFT marketplace. We have some NFT projects that are coming up in Q1. Very, very excited about that. Not quite yet ready to reveal it, but yeah, we do have some really fun collaborations to do on the NFT side very, very soon. All right, let's call it a done. Community AMA question for Min Dao. Thank you very much for everybody that tuned in. I hope I see you on the 22nd. Keep your eyes peeled. There is a lot more very, very cool stuff that we're going to be announcing over the next few days. Let's make sure that we share some love with our partners, with the official channels. Make sure that you help each other out and try to protect each other out while being out there. It is the jungle, and everybody wants to eat everybody else. Just think a little bit differently. And even though we are called mean, let's within the community be nice to one another, all right, and help each other out. That's all I have to say. Durden, Tariq, Mylene, anything else that you want to add?
No, thanks for all the great answers.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. And do not forget it. Let's fucking go. All right. Right on.